Tonight we're going to make a different kind of cake. It requires a pan. You don't have to use a bowl. I measured my flour in a bowl, so I'm just going to use it to mix stuff. Pan is greased, and in the bowl we have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour. We're going to add 1 cup of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of baking soda, and 3 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder. Then we're going to mix that all together, which is partly just an excuse to use my little whisk, because we all know I love my little whisk. And we're going to whisk this up until it's smooth and the lumps of cocoa, which I should have sifted but didn't, are broken up. The oven is preheating to 350. This cake came about during the Depression. That's why it's called Depression cake. But it's also a testament to American ingenuity, actually, because there's no egg or dairy. You may be wondering what allows it to rise if there's no egg or dairy in it. And it's because one of the other ingredients that we haven't gotten to yet is vinegar. And it and the baking soda react, creating carbon dioxide gas, and that's what causes our cake to rise. Okay, so now we're just going to dump this into the pan. This is an 8x8 pan, and we're going to create 3 depressions in our pan. So we'll make 2 small ones and a larger one. And in those, we're going to dump our liquid ingredients, which are 5 tablespoons of vegetable oil. You could use canola, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and 1 teaspoon of white vinegar. And then we're going to mix that stuff all together, which we're going to make a little bit easier by adding 1 cup of water. I'm kind of thinking this might be easier if you did use a mixing bowl. It might also be quicker. But the name of the game here is to try to do it according to the original recipe from the Depression. I'm going back to my little spatula. This video tonight is a test of several things. Multicam editing. There, we're going to call that mixed. Multicam editing and recording a separate soundtrack. Well, of course, I forgot to turn on the computer for the soundtrack. So I stopped the cameras and started over again. So the last half of this video, probably, well, not even half. The last part of this video is going to sound a lot better than the first part, I would guess. So what we're going to do now is, the oven is at 350. So this is going in the oven for 35 minutes. So I have the timer set for 35 minutes, and I'll be back. Okay, the cake is out of the oven, as you can see. It's been out a while, so it cooled off. I got to admit, I cheated and had a piece already, so I know what it tastes like. And here's what it looks like with some powdered sugar on the top. The texture is, I don't really know how to describe it. It's chewy for a cake, and the flavor is not bad. It's a little on the light side. And I could have done something about that because I have the Hershey's Extra Dark Chocolate powder, and I could have used that. But I decided that to be true to the original recipe from the Depression, they didn't have Hershey's Extra Dark powder, unsweetened powder at that point in time. So I used the original stuff. So the flavor's lighter than I hoped for, not lighter than I expected. It's a decent flavor. I did take some advice and put some powdered sugar on the top, and that makes it really kind of good. So I'll show you. It reminds me of some cake I've had, maybe something my grandmother made when I was a kid, I'm not sure. It's not bad, and it was quick. If you weren't setting up cameras and stuff, it would have been the 10 minutes or less that it says. And 35 minutes was the exact right time to bake it. So if you're wanting a quick chocolate cake that's different but not unenjoyable, I'm actually liking it, this would be a way to go. And you don't have to buy eggs or milk. This is great for somebody who's allergic to either one of those. Okay, that's it. That's the video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next video.